What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Back at you again.
If you wanna go, then I'll be so lonely. If you're leaving, baby, let me down slowly. Let me down.
So, like I said, I had a surprise. Told you I'd get a better equipment for recording, and that's what I did. I got myself a Hero 8. Now, this is supposed to be a lot better than the camera that I have. Of course, this one is from Amazon, like 5 years ago. It's a little action cam. So what we're going to do now is go from this camera. And here is the Hero 8. As you guys can see, a big difference in video quality and sound. I am so glad I bought this this GoPro. It's going to make videos a lot better for upcoming videos and the future of the channel. So on today's video, I want to go over the parts and stuff that I have bought for the 57 already. As you guys saw in the last video, I have a 1957 Chevy Bel Air that's a project car for me and my dad, and for my brother and my mom. I've bought a bunch of parts for it so far, and what I'm going to do is go over what the parts are so far that I have. So the first thing that we have up is the wiring kit. As you know, the 57 has wires from, well, the 50s. This kit here upgrades all the wires in there and the fuse box. What I'll do is I'll open it up and show you what comes in the box. So guys, this is the list of the stuff that comes inside this box. As you can see, I'll just go down the list here so you guys can see it. It pretty much replaces every wire in that car to make it new wire. Also, the great thing about this kit too is everything comes pre-labeled. So once you open up the little packaging, it tells you what it is and where it goes to. Just like everything else, it's all color-coded throughout everything. It tells you what it is, where it goes. It also gives you options for AC, if your car came with AC, radio, stuff like that. Also comes with the new ignition wiring too, for if you put a new key and stuff in this. But other than that, that is what's in this box. Alrighty, moving away from the wiring kit now. Also too, at the end of this build, what I'll do is I'll put together a list of all what I've spent on the car to show you a breakdown of how much money I put into this car. Now remember, this car is more of a rare car, so it will bring in a lot more value if I ever do sell it, which I'm not going to sell. That is for sure. So next up on the list is a brake conversion kit. This will replace the front drums with rotors. It also will make it from manual brakes to power brakes. So in that kit, it will come with everything you need to replace the front drums to rotors and calipers. It also comes with your new master cylinder and your brake booster, which that will be a lot better for braking. Also too, I'm not going to be replacing the rear drums, I'm just going to rebuild them. So I bought a self-adjusting kit, or an automatic adjusting kit. So when the brakes start getting low, this will automatically adjust itself, so I don't have to go back there and adjust it myself. This makes it easier, and the brakes will just wear evenly with this. For the brake system, if you guys didn't know what a brake booster was, this is what it is. So what it does is it runs vacuum off your intake or carburetor to this, and then it builds up pressure in there, so when you hit the brakes, it makes it easier to put pressure into your lines for your brakes. So next up on the list of parts that I've got, what I did was, of course you guys know the factory radios are not the greatest in the 50s. They don't have RCAs, the watts to the speakers aren't the greatest. So what I did was I bought a radio that looks like it should be in the car from the 50s, but it's got the modern stuff in it. So this kit here
actually makes it look like it's from the 50s. But it's got a digital gauge. Also, it comes with all your pre-outs, so your subwoofers. It also has a aux cord. It also has a bunch of USB ports for it too. Now, like I said, this thing is Bluetooth also. But what this does is it makes it look like it's factory from the 50s, but it's actually modernized to have in USBs and all the stuff I was just talking about. Also, I bought a brand new power steering pump and steering box. So what this allows you to do is, if you're not familiar with older cars, the alternator, or the generator as they called it, were attached together. The pump and the generator, they were attached together. This kit here separates them, so it makes it able for me to run a different alternator and have the power steering pump separate. So with that kit, it comes with the brackets that you're going to need to mount it to the motor, and it also comes with your brand new power steering hoses. For next up, for the steering, this is the new steering box here. What I'm going to show you in the next clip is what this is going to help replace. So, like I said in the previous clip, that's what the steering box is. It's going to replace this one here, and it's going to help eliminate all this crap that's attached to it. I guess this was part of the 50s way of power steering. So everything will be controlled by this box here. The lines will come from the power steering pump to this, well, not to this one, but the one that you saw in the box, and it'll help eliminate all this, and it'll just be a better power steering system. Also, for talking about the brakes, since I'm out here, this is a drum brake. As you can see, it's just a round drum. Inside here is brake shoes, and what those shoes do is when you hit the brakes, the shoes will expand out and ride the inside of this drum, and that's how drum brakes work. Also too, while I'm out here, this is what I was telling you guys about the power steering pump. That's the pump. This is the generator, or what people may think of as an alternator. So with the new kit, it separates these. So this will be the power steering pump separate, and it makes me able to run a aftermarket alternator. So I won't have this together anymore, be separate. Going back to the brakes, remember how I was telling you guys that I will be putting a front conversion kit on this that changes it from drums to disc. The downside to that is these cars came with factory 14-inch wheels. With the disc conversion kits, you have to run a 15 or bigger. So now I would have to replace those old rims with newer rims and tires, but that doesn't matter because we're not sticking with steel rims. We're actually going to go to a set of Kragers, which my dad wants, and I'll show you them. That's going to be a later purchase though, once we get the body finished, or the new body comes in, and then once we get the frame back too, we'll start worrying about stuff like that. So back in the house, continue talking about the parts that I purchased. I've also got a 947 bolt kit, so that will help replace all the bolts that hold all the panels on the outside of the car. That's going to help with reassembling the front fenders, the doors, the trunk lid, and all that stuff. Like I said, I'll keep you guys updated on when we get to those stages. I'll show you what that bolt kit includes, and also when it gets here too. That's another one of the things that were on back order. So guys, that's a lot of the stuff that I've bought. Now in these boxes here, these are smaller stuff that you need to put together the body. I'm not going to go over that stuff right now because it is a lot of little stuff in each box. But like I said, once more stuff comes in, I'll go over them, make another video and how those other parts work. And then like I said, once the car is done, I'll put together a price list of how much everything cost. Right now I'm keeping a list of that. Once the car's done, then I'll put together a breakdown list of everything that I've done to the car and how much it cost. But other than that, that is it for this video today. I'm going to try to post every week about something, different modifications I want to do. I got new LEDs coming in for the truck. I had one of them start flickering. I checked the voltage, everything's fine on it. I just emailed the company today about it, so hopefully they're going to send me a new one. If not, I have backup LEDs coming in. I'll talk about those. They should probably be in this week. They did ship. They're coming from California. So like I said, once they come in, I'll go over them, and hopefully they're just as bright as the ones I have in now. But other than that, thanks again. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.